Hello my dear students, good morning to all. Welcome to online class. So today we are going to study social science subject of class 10 standard. In social science we are going to deal with a very important branch, that is history. Then the history chapter number first, that is advent of Europeans to India. So this is your 7th part of the video, class 10. Okay children. So here before discussing the point, that is Battle of Buxar, let us have a slight glance what we discussed in the previous class. Okay children. So here you can see that the path of the expansion of the British rule in India after gaining control over the southern India. Here British turned their attention towards the rich province that is called as Bengal by the 18th century children. Here the Bengal region was really very rich in allspice. So allspice, right, it was really very wealthy, and agriculture was also good and industry was also very good. Okay, so here children, Farrukhsiyar, he was a Mughal emperor. He issued a royal farman or a royal permission. It is called as a dastak. So this dastak means what? So dastak, it is a royal permission. It is going to ensure it is going to give a guarantee that a person can export and import without any kind of tax on goods and services. Okay, but children, here this dastak, it was limited only for the company's transaction. But children, here the different thing has been happened. So this dastak has been misused by all the individuals of the East India Company, so which resulted into huge loss for the Bengal government. Okay, so the Nawabs from Murshid Ali Khan to Ali Vardi Khan, each and everyone opposing the Britishers, so which led for two decisive battles, that is called as Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar. Okay, so in the previous video we discussed about the Battle of Plassey. So Battle of Plassey, which has been fought in the year 1757 after the death of Ali Vardi Khan in 1756. His grandson Siraj-ud-Dawla, he came to the throne as a Nawab of Bengal, and the Battle of Plassey, it has been fought between Siraj-ud-Dawla and the British. Okay, so here what was the reasons for the Battle of Plassey? Well children, when we will talk about the reasons of the Battle of Plassey here, the first reason was that misuse of dastak. So here you can see that children, Siraj-ud-Dawla was really very furious. He was really very much angry on the British because they were misusing the dastak. So here whatever they were misusing the dastak, due to this there was a huge loss for the company. So for the British, for the Bengal government. Okay. So here the next point was that building of the Fort William. So in the name of the repair, here British, they placed cannons in the Fort William. So when Siraj-ud-Dawla, he asked that to remove all the cannons from the Fort William, then here British totally refused to remove the cannons. Okay, so this was the second reason. First reason, misuse of dastak. Second reason, here mending the Fort William. Then the third reason, that is the Black Room tragedy. So after knowing such kind of developments, children, here Siraj-ud-Dawla captured 146 Englishmen and kept them in a dark room due to suffocation. Children, here in that 123 Englishmen died. So this enraged the anger of Robert Clive, and he arrived to Bengal along with a big army to fight against the Siraj-ud-Dawla. Okay, so here only this thing has not been stopped. Children, the local businessmen like Omi Chand, Mani Chand and Jagat Seth. So all these three businessmen, what they did, they went near the bribe of the Robert Clive. So here Robert Clive, he assured that if you will support in the war against the Siraj-ud-Dawla, so Okay, so along with these children here, the another one important thing that is Mir Jafar. He was the commander of Siraj-ud-Dawla. So Robert Clive offered him bribe that if you are going to stay neutral in the war, then what I am going to do here? I am going to offer you the Nawab of Bengal post. Okay, this bribe has been given to two children, to Mir Jafar. So, as per the winning policies of the Robert Clive, each and every one was in the favor of Robert Clive. So, children here, a decisive battle which has been fought on 1757. So, this battle is called as Battle of Plassey. So, in this battle, Siraj-ud-Dawla has to face the defeat and he was killed by the Britishers. Okay, so this was all the background and reasons of Battle of Plassey. Okay, children, so the terms come for the outcome here. So here you can see that children, this war brought immortality, so lack of unity among the Indians and the greed of Indian businessmen. Finally, here children, the British East India, it got exclusive right to do trade in Bengal. Okay, so along with these children here, Mir Jafar became the new Nawab of Bengal. Okay, so the third thing is that, the fourth thing is that here Mir Jafar has to pay 17 crores and 70 lakh rupees as war indemnity which has been waged against the British. Okay, so these were the outcomes of the war that has been fought between the British and the Siraj-ud-Dawla. The battle name, it is called as Battle of Plassey. Okay, so later on children here you can see that after the end of Battle of Plassey here, Mir Jafar, he became a puppet in the hands of the British rule. So here, so he was not understanding the cunningness of the Britisher. So he became a victim of the company. So here, so children, as a result, he became a bankrupt. Mir Jafar became a bankrupt due to the greed of the company officials. So along with these children here, you can see that when he was unsuccessful in giving all the things and paying the money to the Britisher here. So what happened children here? They decided that Mir Jafar is insufficient ruler and we have to dethrone him in the place of Mir Jafar. So next what we are going to do here? We are going to place Mir Qasim as the new Nawab of Bengal. Okay, so this situation has been happened after the Battle of Plassey. Okay, so this was all about the Battle of Plassey, and today we are going to discuss about the Battle of Buxar. So as per you know that children here, after the dethrone of Mir Jafar here children, Mir Qasim became the new Nawab of Bengal. So Mir Qasim was an efficient administrator in the beginning. Okay, so here children you can see that he remained loyal to the Britisher. He gave some money and some places to the Britisher. But later on what he did here, he himself, what he did children, he said that I am an independent ruler. Okay, now I am not going to stay in your hands and you should not interfere in my administrative matters. Okay, so this has been said by Mir Qasim. So here afterwards he also realized that children, after verifying the misuse of dastaks, here he declared that all the business in India which has been done by the Britishers, all are duty free only. All are duty free only. Then here, so due to this duty free business, the Bengal government is going to face a huge loss. He also understands that there is a misuse of dastaks. So this was the first reason. So when we will talk about the reasons, so the first reason was what? the misuse of dastak. So this is the second reason. And here third reason what happened children here. So when he understood that there is a misuse of dastak, then what he did children, he announced that whoever who is doing business in Bengal region, so there will be no tax, there will be zero tax. Okay, so here along with this children here, Indian businessmen, they competed with the British, which resulted into huge loss for the British. Indian business competed with the British. Okay, so these were the main important reasons for Battle of Buxar, which has been fought in the year 1764. Okay, so children, here you can see that. So when here the British faced a loss in their trade, at that time what happened children here? They dethroned Mir Qasim, and once again they brought Mir Jafar to the throne. So now once again Mir Jafar became a new Nawab of Bengal. Okay, so these developments which has not been tolerated by Mir Qasim, then what he did children? He made an alliance against the British. He made an alliance against the British. So here one important thing you have to understand that children here, he called the Dutch East India Company. So he thought that when I am going to call the Dutch East India Company, then there will be a fight between the East India Company as well as the Dutch East India Company. And children, like this, what he did, he called some another trained commandos to give training for his army to wage war against the British. So this was the plan. Okay, so here he made an alliance with two rulers. What is their name? Let us see here. So here he entered an agreement with Shah Alam II. Shah Alam II plus Mir Qasim plus Shuzudar. So these are the important alliances. So these are the important alliances which has been formed by the Mir Qasim. So now these three combined forces, they waged war against the British under the leadership of Hector Munro. So children, here Shuzudar was the Nawab of our Shah Alam II. He was the then Shah Alam II, he was a Mughal ruler. Here Mir Qasim, he was a Nawab of Bengal. Then Shuzudar, he was the Nawab of Awadh province. Okay, now all these three combined forces, so what they face the defeat. Has to face the defeat. Once again, in the Battle of Buxar, the English got the victory. English got the victory. Okay, so here Mir Qasim, he left the war battlefield and ran away from there. And here there was a defeat for all these three forces. Okay, so next what we will understand, what are the outcomes of the Battle of Buxar. Outcomes of Battle of Buxar. Second children, here Shah Alam II, he gave all the Diwani rights to the British. Diwani rights over Bengal to the British. Sorry children, here Shah Alam second gave Diwani rights over Bengal to the British. Okay, so the second thing, so here children, Diwani rights. What is the meaning of Diwani rights? Diwani rights means children here, now the British got the power to collect the tax in Bengal region. Okay, so the next thing is that again with this here, Shah Alam II gave all the rights over Bengal to the British for an annual fee of rupees 26 lakh. Rupees 26 lakh also has been paid. Then the Nawab of our, he has to pay 50 lakh rupees as a war wage which has been waged against the company. So along with these children here, after the death of Mir Qasim, so here his son, he was declared as a pensioner, and the administration of the Bengal, it has been totally taken by the British. Okay, so these are the outcomes of the Battle of Buxar. You just have to remember children here, all Diwani rights which are of the Bengal region, it has been given and handed over to the British by Shah Alam II. Then here Shah Alam II gave away all the rights of Bengal along with paying annual fee of rupees 26 lakh rupees, and the Nawab of the Awadh, his name is Shuzuddaulah, he has to pay 50 lakh rupees. A war this has been waged against the British. Then the last thing is that after the death of here Mir Jafar, the administration of the Bengal, it came under the control of the British, and his son, he has asked as to be a pensioner. So these were the outcome of the Battle of Buxar. So next year children, after the end of the Battle of Buxar, now here the company got exclusive right to collect taxes on Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. In these three regions. Okay, please don't forget this. After the Battle of Buxar here, they got exclusive right to collect taxes in the region as called as Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. Bengal, Bihar, Odisha. Okay, so in these three regions they started collecting the taxes. So here, after the arrival of Robert Clive, he introduced dual government. Here Robert Clive introduced dual government. British, they totally took control over all over India. So children, your chapter number 1, that is the advent of Europeans to India, this is completely over. Okay, I hope the concept is clear. If you have any doubts, if you have any queries, you can ask me the question in my WhatsApp number. So here 1 mark question they are going to ask definitely, that is who introduced the dual government. You have to write Robert Clive, and what is the meaning of the dual government. Then if they are going to ask means you have to write dual government means it is a power of the Britishers that the exclusive right to collect the taxes, it is given in the hands of the Britishers, and administrative issues like dispatching the laws, it has been given in the hands of the Indian kings and Indian Nawabs. Okay, like this they gain total control over India. Okay children, so thank you for watching this video. We will meet in the next session along with the new concept. Until then, take care of yourself.